I was a software engineer at TikTok.
I suddenly felt lost. Like, am I just going to be working for the rest of my life?
But we are just not afraid to walk away from things that don't align, not just like climbing the corporate ladder.
I was beside her hospital bed and I made her promise that I wouldn't want to waste this life that she's given me.
So actually, I went through a breakup. I found out my ex-boyfriend was gay.
For decades, the Singapore dream was clear. Get a degree, land a stable job, buy a BTO, climb the corporate ladder, and retire in a condo. But somewhere along the way, something cracked.
Singaporeans burned out from long hours.
Nearly 25% of Gen Z and millennials plan to quit their jobs this year.
Depression, anxiety and stress common amongst Singaporean youths.
These comments miss the full picture. I think they fail to see something crucial about your generation.
So in this video, we sat down with 5 Gen Zs who left their 9-to-5 jobs behind.
Maybe you can walk us through what prompted your decision to leave Singapore and live in Thailand. Are you not afraid of leaving a very cushy tech job? Do you think that your mom will be proud of you for what you have done?
Wow. People under 30 years old are very soft. What do you have to say to people like that?
Was there any key moment or things you had to do before you decided, okay, I'm gonna quit my job to do this? Yeah.
I quit my job a year ago to travel full-time, and my wife, Joanna, also quit exactly at the same time as me to travel the world. And right now, we're living in this van in Japan thanks to awesome partners like Revolut. More on this later. But the 5 people that you're about to hear the personal stories of have really powerful stories to tell. So can I encourage you to put down all distractions
Delete your TikTok, Instagram, put your phone on Do Not Disturb.
and really lock in for the next 20 minutes or so. I promise you that if you do that, your life will change forever. If you have been following us for a while now, you know that our goal is to inspire the next generation of Singaporeans to dream again, for the people who want to thrive and not merely just survive. So this is where Revolut comes in. Revolut is an all-in-one financial super app trusted by over 50 million users worldwide and made to simplify traveling. Check out our Revolut card. We got to customize every single element on the card right from the app, picking colors and styles that actually feel like us.
Plus, with Revolut, you can exchange and hold over 39 currencies in-app, which includes Singaporean favorites like Japan Yen, Korean Won, and Thai Baht. You don't have to carry wads of cash or queue at physical money exchanges to save time.
Physical card or virtual card on your phone, both will work flawlessly on the road. You can get $30 cashback when you sign up with our Revolut link below.
Or scan the QR code on screen.
Don't miss out.
I'm Jean. I'm 28 this year. I was a software engineer at TikTok. I was there right out of graduation, so I spent 2 years there. I decided to just leave without another offer.
I'm Valerie and I'm a freelance self-employed graphics designer. Right now, I am also doing content creation on the side. So I'm documenting my living in Thailand journey on my social media platforms as well.
Hey, so my name is Asher. I'm 29 years old. Currently, I'm running my own business, which is called Revenue Journey. It's essentially a B2B software consultancy business that I started.
So I'm Caddy. I run a noodle topping business with my partner. So we offer toppings that are bigger, better, and more satisfying than the regular toppings that you find in your regular instant noodle packet.
I'm Joel. Before I quit, I was actually at an amazing place called GovTech. I was an experienced designer and I found it really fulfilling as a job.
You sound like you really like your previous role. And what pushed you to quit?
Wow. For me, it was really, I would say, a tipping point. So it happened when our family found out that my mom had stage 4 cancer. So a significant event happened in my life that made me rethink about how I want to live the rest of my life.
There wasn't a big moment that made me want to quit my job. I think it was more of a gradual realization that I wanted change. And also my partner inspired me a lot. He made me realize that to reach financial freedom and to reach actual real wealth, starting a business could actually fast track us to reach our goals.
I've always wanted to do my own thing. I think that feeling particularly came really strongly after I finished my university and I started working for a few months.
And that was the moment I basically cleared my school fees from then. And because I was so focused on clearing my school fees back then, right, such that when I really cleared it, I suddenly felt lost. Like, am I just going to be working for the rest of my life? But that was the moment where I started feeling like, hey, what do I want to do? What do I like to do? And I realized I really wanted to run my own thing.
Okay, so I used to work for my parents for 6 years. I was also a graphics designer, and I worked with them ever since I graduated with my diploma in graphics design. So that was like my very first job experience. And I was working 5.5 days a week, which means I actually only have one full off day a week.
Maybe you can walk us through what prompted your decision to leave Singapore and live in Thailand.
Okay, so actually I went through a breakup. I found out my ex-boyfriend was gay. And then, well, I mean, I didn't even find out. I already knew he was gay when we got together. He found out he was gay. And then I was like, okay, I don't know how to deal with this. So I went to Chiang Mai before, like 2 years before the breakup. And I already had that plan to move to Chiang Mai. And now I was like, you know what? I mean, I'm working remotely already. I might as well just start the move now. So I literally just booked my flight like 1 month before. Then I signed up for Thai lessons. And so for that one whole month, I was like studying Thai, and then I packed my stuff and I just left for 2 months. And then it was like a trial.
And what's your dream?
My dream is to disappear, go off the grid, because I would have achieved financial freedom. I do not want to be slave or to have servitude to a certain job or to a certain lifestyle that I cannot keep up with unless I trade my time to get wealth, to live the life that I clearly cannot afford.
I think right now I'm focused on building Umami, expanding our product line, reaching Umami to more people all over the world.
I really want to help as many people discover and find really confidence in their own space, their homes. Because actually, believe it or not, our homes and our rooms have the ability to affect us more than we think.
What I really want to do next is I want to travel around with my sewing machine. Like I go around different places and then I thrift the clothing and I make my wardrobe for that place that I'm at.
The goal that we had after we got married was we want to travel once every quarter. And every quarter that we travel, we want to make sure that we have a big activity. Whether is it doing something that we have not done before, visiting a place that we have not visited before.
Are you not afraid of leaving a very cushy tech job to pursue your own thing?
I think that was sort of the same exact kind of sentiments that I had when I first joined such a big company with good benefits and good pay. I thought that I was maybe set for life, with this kind of starting ground. But life is really unpredictable, and based on significant events that happened in my life, I think it really solidified how life is short and how unpredictable life can be. So when it came time to take stock of what I was doing in my life, I think the main question I asked myself was, is this really what I want to be doing? And the answer was no. At first, I thought maybe if I leave my current role, I thought maybe I could just join another company that had a better compensation package, or maybe more aligned with what I wanted to do. But I came to a conclusion that probably in 1 year's time or 2 years' time after I join a company, I'll come to the same conclusion again, that I will be just building someone else's dream. I'll just be helping other people get to where they want to be and not really working on things that are really true to me. When we got the diagnosis, she only had less than 6 months to live. As a single child, I always feel like I had more time with my mom. I really hope that she could attend my wedding, see me start a family, and all these milestones. And my mom, she also had a lot of hobbies. She loved painting, cooking, sewing, and she put all of this on hold just to wait for retirement, right? Because she had to provide for her family. And we really felt like all that time was robbed from us. And it was actually at SGH, and I was beside her hospital bed, and I made her promise that I wouldn't want to waste this life that she's given me, and I would pursue and chase my dreams to my fullest.
Do you think that your mom will be proud of you for what you have done?
Nah. I feel like growing up, she has always been very supportive of me and my mom and my dad. So whatever I did, they'll be like, you settle, you do what you need to do, and we won't have to we don't worry about you in that regard. So I was very blessed to have parents that are very supportive, and I choose to believe that they will, if my mom was here, she would support me 100% in everything I do. So I think that is something that I strongly believe in.
If you're watching this, you're probably in one of two camps. First, you're Gen Z. You grew up watching your parents work 12-hour days, sacrificing their time, health, and dreams just to get by. And now you're asking, is this really all there is? I was there too. That's why I created the Freedom Roadmap, a free step-by-step guide for Singaporeans who are ready to quit their 9 to 5 to pursue a path of their own. The link is in the description. Was there any key moment or things you had to do before you decided, okay, I'm gonna quit my job to do this?
Yeah, so I would say this is a big risk that I'm going to take, but I'm trying to reduce the risk. So, for example, actually we started this idea way ahead, like at the start of this year. So actually it took us about 6 months before we fully quit both our jobs. Yeah, so the whole process is more on discovering the idea, whether validating the ideas as well. We also put our product out there just to test the demand of this product. Yeah, so when we posted on our TikTok, we actually got 1 million views just on our first few videos, and it gave us a confidence to really do this full time.
I would say in the first 2 to 3 months, and maybe even the first 4 months when I started doing my own thing, there were moments, right? There were moments where I felt that, oh, this is really tough. Because again, starting a business is never easy, right? All of a sudden, you don't have a stable income. All of a sudden, all your expenses, you can't claim from company. All of a sudden, you have no CPF that's donated or put into your account. You start to have a lot of these doubts on whether you make the right decision. The great thing is that I push through those moments, right? So right now, because my business is slowly stabilizing, I also more or less kind of know what is the service I want to offer to my clients and who I'm targeting and who is able to pay me for the service that I can provide. I would say now it's a bit more stabilized, and now I don't regret it. I feel like it was the right decision, but definitely for the first 3 to 4 months, yes, a lot of doubts and a lot of thoughts came to me late at night or when I was just working late into the night.
A lot of people, like my friends, they all think that, oh, you work for your parents, that means it's very chill, right? Like you don't actually work, right? But no, I think they put more pressure on me because I am their daughter. And then subsequently also the family, doesn't feel like a family anymore. It felt like a workplace. We have a lot of arguments and stuff. So that took a toll on my mental health as well. So yeah, I just felt like I was there to fulfill my father's dream which is his company. And I felt like, is this all there is to life? Like it felt like being a farmer, like a farmer's daughter, Like I was just born to build the farm for my parents. That was when I started to think about how I can start working remotely. So I started to explore options on how I can work as a freelance graphics designer. Then I was also upskilling myself to stay relevant in the design industry. And then I managed to gather a lot of clients of my own. And yeah, so now I managed to become a freelancer. And then I realized, I'm ready to really leave Singapore. So
One of the important things to me after going through something so profound in my life is that not everything is about work, or not everything is about making money. It's also carving out time and giving yourself options to choose what's important to you and to choose what you want to spend your time on. And so in my goals, it's also spending time with my loved ones. It's also spending time on hobbies that are important to me, as well as business, which is also very exciting to me as well.
There'll be some viewers who are from the older generation watching this video, they will be thinking people under 30 years old are very soft. There's the saying strawberry generation. What do you have to say to people like that?
Yeah. I think for me, it's important to also get an understanding of what's their definition of soft, right? Does soft mean not liking a situation and deciding to take action on it? Or does it mean just quitting it? Obviously, if someone is just quitting and decide, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to laze, sure. In my definition, that is, I would consider that soft because this person is not willing to try. But if they say that soft is not willing to put up with certain situation that makes them uncomfortable on a daily basis, and if that person is willing to do something else to try to change their current situation and work hard towards it, I don't think that's being soft. I think that's just being resilient and knowing that you don't want to put up with certain things that you don't like, right? So I think definition is probably really important to know.
Everyone is growing and changing, so maybe in the past they value that 9 to 5 thing, but for me personally, I value my freedom a lot, and I don't think it's wrong to want that or desires, like not slaving myself away to work. So if that is called entitled, then I guess I am entitled. I think it's nothing wrong with not putting work as your entire life. I mean, I very stayed with my dad, right? His entire life is his work. I don't want to end up like him, you know? And I feel like I already get that trauma from him where I feel like I'm honestly like I feel I'm a very workaholic person. Yeah, so I feel like works is all influenced by my dad, and I'm coming here in Chiang Mai helps me more of the sabai mindset. So I'm trying to, stop working so much all the time. Yeah.
There are also comments that insinuate that people like that who quit a corporate life may be weak, may be soft, may not have the resilience to keep up with the demands of a corporate life. And to that, I would say that if you think that quitting a 9 to 5 job to run your own business and take on all the risk is avoiding hardship, then I think that you'll be sorely disappointed. You probably work even more, you work even harder, and you face more disappointments mentally and in your finances as well. But the key thing is that you chose to do it because it excites you and it really aligns with who you are.
I think I do see like a trend of Gen Zs quitting their 9 to 5, and some might think like we are too rash, they are too impulsive, and we are like unwilling to stick things around. But I feel that we are just not afraid to walk away from things that don't align. Yeah, and I think we are actively questioning ourselves on what kind of life we want to build. Yeah, not just like climbing the corporate ladder and also how much we earn, but actually on how we want to live our life. Yeah.
What is the worst case scenario in your situation? Have you thought about that?
Yes, for me, it's AI taking over my job. It has already taken over my job already, actually. So, okay, I give you one example that just happened 12 hours ago. I had this client, he paid me like 4 figures to do his branding. Okay, and then the whole process, he was like, the whole time I was doing the branding, he was like, oh my god, so good. Like a lot of my friends want your contact, so he referred me to a lot of his friends. Then the branding only lasted for 4 months. Then yesterday he just texted me and said like, I just generated a logo on ChatGPT and I like it better. Can you please change my website logo? Cause I did his website and all that, right?
Yeah.
Like just like what the fuck? And also I have clients that bring me like AI ChatGPT generated posters and stuff like that. Then they like, I want to change the design a bit. Can you help me? That kind of stuff. Or they'll be like, oh, your price is too expensive. I just do like generate on AI. It's much more cheaper. Stuff like that. Yeah, which is something I never heard in my 8 years of working. It only recently happened this year.
People would think that artists are the last people to be replaced by AI, but it seems like it's already happening now.
I'm not super against AI, to be honest. So I did consider trying to learn, there's like this skill future course for learning about AI and stuff. And so I was thinking of, getting into it because, I think we really have to adapt to it now.
When someone says Gen Zs are very soft and entitled, it sounds like you are just adapting to all of these crazy changes that previous generations have never ever experienced before.
My worst case scenario was quite straightforward. Back then, I told my wife, okay, I'm gonna start my own thing, but I'm gonna have timeline, right? So let's say I started my own journey fully on 6th of March. I told her, hey, in 3 months' time, if I still earn $0, like totally $0 for the past 3 months, right? It just meant that I'm not cut out for this. And there's no point for me to continue. At that moment, I'll go back and get a job. And the good thing is I was in sales, right? It was not that hard for me to go and get a job again. So that was the first mark. The second mark was, okay, if we manage to hit the goal in 3 months, we'll have another goal in 6 months. And again, if I don't hit that goal in the 6 month mark, I'll go back. And I didn't put it as a goal that was too hard to reach, right? It was something reasonable. And I felt that if I couldn't reach those goals, it just meant that I wasn't ready for starting my own business.
I think the worst case scenario, touch wood, is that my business fails. But I think that's okay. To me, it's not the end of the world. Yeah. And I think I can always return back to the corporate world and pick things up. So I think it's not too bad. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think I'm risking that much because the kind of business that I am starting up is still quite aligned with my bread and butter, which is in tech, which is in AI or software. So in the worst case, if somehow I burn through my years of runway saving up after this point, and I do get a job, I believe that I wouldn't be that much out of touch with the demands of employment again, because not only have I been honing my skills in tech, I've also honed my product sense, I've honed my sales sense as well. I'll be a much more well-rounded worker. So to me, the kind of risk is not really stepping back my career per se. I don't think so. I think it's just an alternative way to pursue my dreams in a sustainable way. I may get called out for this, but I don't fear death. Not in the conventional way, but because when I was in hospice and in the hospital when my mom was ill, I witnessed a lot of death. So for me, I'm not scared of that. But what I'm really afraid of, or is my worst case scenario, is I'm at death's door. I'm lying on my deathbed, and I feel like I haven't utilized my full potential as a human. So that is my worst case scenario, where I just feel like I wasted my life.
Let's say when you're 40 or 50 years old, do you think that you will regret this decision, or do you think that you will have think oh, you made the right call? Yeah, I don't think I will ever regret this. I think I only regret if I did not pursue this. Yeah. And for sure it's not gonna be easy, but I'm really proud of myself and my partner for choosing a different path. Yeah, and for taking this risk and building something of our own.
I'm someone who is really quite risk adverse, to be honest, growing up. And the fact that I made this decision, it really came with a lot of pondering and risk management. And if it really doesn't turn out well for me, I really can't regret it, because that was the best decision that I could make for myself at that point of time. And then the only thing I can do if that day happens is to find another way to pick myself back up and try again. There's a quote that I actually go by and I resonate with a lot, which is, the irony of life is it's meant to be lived forward, but only makes sense when you look back. So maybe next time when I'm 50, I'm in my AR, VR house, then I'll watch your video again and be like, yes, I think I made the right choice. So
If I were to give advice to my younger self, it would be this: when you're in NS, save money. Sure, you can go clubbing if you want to, but don't go every weekend. Save money because you don't really know when some bad things will happen and you need some cash on your hand, right? And having extra cash on your hand is always good. If I were to go back, I might even start to learn about simple investing tips, investing in index funds. I may even start that earlier. But on another note would also be to be patient, right? I think I attribute a lot of, I wouldn't say success, but why I can do what I do now as a full-time running my own business is because I've gathered a lot of skills from my time in corporate. While there are some things that I don't enjoy about the corporate life, I can't deny that it taught me a lot of things that is useful for my business today. So I would say be patient, save up, learn to invest. And when the time is right, and if you really feel like you are called to do your own thing or you really feel it deeply and your friends around you are always saying that, yeah, you can be a business owner, then take the plunge, right? But if not, I think nothing beats being responsible, having savings and having good expense management.
I feel like everyone should try stepping out of their comfort zone and living elsewhere at least once in their life, even if it's just for 6 months, 1 year, because it really changes you a lot as a person. And I really saw a lot of growth in myself, because last time I don't even like know how to use the what is it called, washing machine, because yeah, I have a helper back home. And right now, like, I'm learning how to find my apartment, a lot of things that people my age probably won't know because they stay with their parents for too long and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see a lot of growth in myself. Okay, so because I'm doing with my partner, definitely there will be disagreements along the way. But I think communication is very important. Yeah, what we do is we also divide our work very clearly, so we don't really overlap with each other. Yeah, so I think trust is also very important. I trust him doing the business side of things, and he trusts me in doing the other marketing side of things. Yeah, so I think this is the formula that we are doing now, and it's working well. Yeah.
I feel like it's really the battle you have with yourself. Because if that gets shaky, then nothing else you do is going to be like enough, because you yourself are not satisfied. So you really have to come to terms with what you want and be true to yourself, because you are going to be with you for the rest of your life. If you can't even get along with yourself, if you don't have the confidence in yourself, then it's not going to work out. Can you imagine fighting with yourself every day? Like, that's crazy. You're going to waste so much energy just doubting yourself, when if you tell yourself, I can do this, I'm meant to do this, this is my calling, I feel like we can accomplish what we want.
So that was probably my 5th time watching the video. And every single time I watched the video, I learned so much. Let's just wrap things up. Firstly, I think that death is the ultimate equalizer. When we look at the lives of people like Joel, of Jean, and even for us, right, like having gone through life-altering events to make us realize that life is really short, that ultimately the only destination that is guaranteed for all of us is death. And whenever we try and rush to a certain milestone, for example, a financial milestone, or to rush into the next stage of life, really the only thing that we are rushing towards is death.
Yeah, I think for me, I really love seeing these 5 people when they choose to step out of their comfort zone. I can really resonate with that. And to have a positive self story, because how I was brought up in, I had always a negative self story of myself. Like, if you see any of our videos, you would think that when I'm talking about finance or thoughtful content, you would think that I am someone who is confident, eloquent, someone who has a lot of opinions and speak my mind. But actually, that is something that I work on every single video when the recording starts. Yeah, if not, I'll have like a major crash out session. So I think it's these things that you have to actively work on and be self-aware, and to know that there are many people around you, like the 5 of them and 2 of us, that are on the same path of journeying and being on our own path on our own terms. Yeah.
If ever you feel that there is only one way to live life, and that somehow you're not happy, you're not performing, you can always look to other people and other places, because there is definitely gonna be somebody who is living your dream life. So if you like this video, I think you will also really like this one.